The humble tinfoil hat, a harmless kitchen staple, it sits in our kitchens, unassuming and practical, a roll of aluminum foil, often overlooked, yet indispensable in our daily lives. Tinfoil, the savior of leftovers, the protector of sandwiches. It keeps our food fresh, our ovens clean, and our culinary creations intact. But what if this ordinary object held an extraordinary secret? What if its shiny surface concealed more than just our food? What if its role in our lives wasn't as innocent as it seemed? Could there be hidden messages or symbols embedded within its metallic folds? The idea that a simple sheet of aluminum could shield us from unseen forces might sound like madness. Yet, this notion has persisted, capturing the imaginations of many. Yet the image of the tinfoil hat has become synonymous with conspiracy and paranoia, a symbol of those who believe in the unseen and the unheard. But where did this association come from? How did a kitchen staple become a beacon for the wary and the watchful? And could there be a darker truth lurking beneath the surface? A truth that challenges our understanding of reality and perception? The image itself is striking, a head encased in shiny metal, a barrier against an invisible enemy. It evokes a sense of both protection and isolation. It's both comical and unsettling, a potent symbol of our deepest anxieties about the world around us. A world where unseen forces might be at play. We laugh, but a part of us wonders, could they be onto something? Is there a grain of truth in their seemingly outlandish beliefs? The tinfoil hat has transcended its humble origins to become an emblem of resistance, a visible declaration of distrust in the powers that be. A statement against perceived control and manipulation. But is this distrust misplaced? Are the wearers of tinfoil hats merely paranoid, or are they tapping into a deeper, more profound truth? Or is there something more to this seemingly absurd accessory? Could it be that the tinfoil hat, in its simplicity, holds a key to understanding our fears and suspicions? The truth, as always, is far more complex. It lies in the intersection of history, psychology, and the human need for protection and understanding. To understand the enduring fascination with tinfoil hats, we need to delve into the murky world of government conspiracies and the shadowy realm of mind control. A world where fact and fiction often intertwine. We must journey back in time to a period of intense paranoia, where the lines between science fiction and reality blurred. A time when the fear of the unknown was at its peak. Join me, dear reader, as we explore the curious case of the tinfoil hat and ask ourselves, protection or paranoia, harmless joke, or a symbol of something far more sinister? Together, we will uncover the layers of mystery and meaning that surround this iconic object, and perhaps find answers to questions we never thought to ask. Whispers in the static. The rise of mind control theories. The 20th century was a time of unprecedented technological advancement, but also a period of deep suspicion and distrust. The Cold War cast a long shadow, fueling anxieties about espionage, propaganda, and the terrifying potential of new technologies. It was in this climate of fear and uncertainty that the seeds of mind control conspiracies were sown. The idea that governments could infiltrate our thoughts, manipulate our beliefs, and control our actions took root in the public imagination. Whispers of secret government programs, designed to influence behavior through subliminal messages and psychological manipulation, began to circulate. The CIA's MKUltra project, with its horrifying experiments into mind control using LSD and other methods, only served to confirm people's worst fears. The line between science fiction and reality blurred, as stories of brainwashing and thought control seeped from the shadows and into the public consciousness. People became increasingly wary of the information they consumed, questioning the motives behind news reports, government pronouncements, and even entertainment. The airwaves, once a source of entertainment and information, were now perceived as a potential conduit for mind-altering messages, beaming directly into people's living rooms. This growing sense of paranoia created fertile ground for the belief that everyday objects, like the radio or the television, could be used as tools of control. Government schemes and dreams. Project MKUltra and the quest for control. The world stood on edge. The Cold War was in full swing, and the race for technological and psychological dominance was relentless. It was against this backdrop of global tension that the CIA embarked on a series of clandestine experiments that would come to epitomize the public's fear of government mind control, Project MKUltra. This top-secret program, shrouded in secrecy and controversy, aimed to explore the potential for manipulating human behavior through chemical and psychological means. MK Ultra delved into the darkest corners of human consciousness, experimenting with LSD, hypnosis, and other mind-altering techniques on unwitting subjects. The program's objectives were chilling: to develop methods for extracting information from resistant sources, creating programmable assassins, and even controlling the minds of enemy leaders. While the full extent of MK Ultra's activities remains shrouded in mystery, the program's very existence fueled public anxieties about the government's willingness to engage in unethical and potentially dangerous experiments on its citizens. Stories of MK Ultra's excesses leaked out over the years, further solidifying its place in conspiracy lore. Tales of unwitting participants dosed with LSD, subjected to electroshock therapy, and exposed to sensory deprivation fueled public outrage and distrust. While the CIA claimed that MK Ultra was discontinued in the 1970s, many believe that similar programs continue to this day, hidden from public scrutiny. The hat as a shield against intrusion. As the fear of government mind control grew, so too did the search for ways to protect oneself from these unseen threats. Enter the tinfoil hat, a seemingly outlandish solution to a very real fear. The concept was simple. If these mind-altering waves were electromagnetic in nature, then a conductive material like aluminum foil could disrupt their transmission. The idea gained traction among those who believed themselves to be targets of government surveillance. After all, if the government could beam messages into your head, wouldn't it stand to reason that you could block those messages with a simple homemade device? The tinfoil hat became a symbol of resistance, a visible declaration that its wearer refused to be a passive recipient of government manipulation. Of course, the effectiveness of tinfoil as a barrier against electromagnetic waves is highly debatable. Scientists and engineers scoffed at the idea, pointing out the numerous flaws in the logic. Yet, the tinfoil hat endured, becoming a cultural icon, a shorthand for paranoia and distrust of authority. It was a potent symbol, embodying the anxieties of a generation raised on Cold War paranoia and tales of government overreach. While the idea of a tinfoil hat blocking mind control rays might seem appealing, the science behind it is, to put it mildly, shaky. Electromagnetic waves, the alleged culprits in mind control conspiracies, are notoriously tricky to contain. A simple sheet of aluminum foil, even when carefully molded into a hat, is unlikely to provide any meaningful protection. In fact, if anything, the shape of the hat could act as a crude antenna, amplifying certain frequencies rather than blocking them. Scientifically speaking, the tinfoil hat is more about psychology than physics. It's a tangible manifestation of a very real fear, a way for people to feel like they're taking back some control in a world that feels increasingly chaotic and unpredictable. The act of constructing and wearing a tinfoil hat can be empowering, a way to assert one's agency in the face of perceived threats. However, it's crucial to differentiate between legitimate concerns about government overreach and unfounded paranoia. While the government's track record with programs like MK Ultra is undeniably troubling, it's important to rely on evidence-based reasoning when evaluating such claims. The tinfoil hat, while a powerful symbol, ultimately offers a false sense of security.